Capricorn, this is going to be a reading for March 14th through 20th, 2022. There is a full moon on Friday the 18th, so good to know. Sometimes the moon affects us, right? I've already pulled some cards for you. I have a sort of a Celtic cross here, just like last week. Let's dive in. So I was just sitting here and taking a look at your reading. It's interesting. It feels a little bit like this week you might be a little stuck. It looks like there's a little bit of hesitation, a little stuckness, a little bit of like thinking you need a lot more than you really do in order to move forward, which like kind of is it stops you. It stops you. And we'll get into the reading here in a minute, specifics. All right, well, right here, so in the present situation, we have the Five of Pentacles. What's it all really about? And this is you. So in the Five of Pentacles, it's hard to see the cards. Can you see them? It's hard to really get the feel of this card. This card is pretty dark in this deck. This is what the Linestrider's Journey Tarot. Anyway, so we have the Five of Pentacles here for you in the present situation, Capricorn. I'm going to come back to it. In your motivating position, we have the Queen of Wands. I'm trying not to use like the phrase like it feels like, but as I'm transitioning out of it, I'm going to perhaps use it here and there. I'm trying not to like go on a tangent or like a daydream about it, but it feels like Capricorn, it feels like you have this mom energy, whether you're a parent or not, or you just feel like you need to nurture yourself, or that you need to protect others, or that you need to be a leader for somebody, for someone, somewhere, or maybe even just a belief that you have in yourself. But it's this Queen of Wands energy. It's this energy, the motivating factor behind all of this. And the only reason I even take on this card in your reading is because of all the other cards and where they are and what's going on with them. So in your reading in this position, again, I'm trying not to use the phrase feels like, but it feels like, it feels like that mothering energy, and it feels like you need to almost prove yourself. It doesn't even feel like you need to prove yourself to to older people. It feels like you need to prove yourself to someone younger, or to yourself. You need to prove yourself to yourself. But there's that energy going on, which is the motivation. It's going to be different for all of you. It's a general reading. In your challenge position, we do have the Ten of Pentacles. So it could be that some of you are feeling that you need to prove yourself to family members, like straight up, or to people who really could just be your support system. So this card is in your challenge position, and it's asking you to, it's a challenge, right? It's asking you to take a look at whether your family is a place where you can find support, or if it's something that you're shunning, and maybe that's not helpful, or that also it could be that for some of you that this in your challenge position with these cards, you feel like you need a lot. You feel like you need a lot, like the American dream, but maybe you don't. It's in your challenge position, so it could be that feeling. In your recent past, we have the Three of Wands, kind of like motivation, but hesitation. I mean, it does feel like hesitation, but again, I'm trying not to feel things and just read the cards, right? So, it talks about hesitation. It talks about taking the next step. But this card usually, it's not, you haven't quite taken that first step. You have a plan in this card. In the Two of Wands, you create a plan, right? And in this card, you're now moving forward with that plan, but a lot of times you haven't quite taken that first step yet because it's scary. It's usually scary. So you have a plan, a little bit of hesitation here, which is leaving you with this feeling of the Five of Pentacles, of feeling vulnerable, of feeling like you don't have enough. In your beliefs, we have the Six of Cups. And again, with all of the other cards in this position, it does seem to be that it's almost as if you're stuck back in the past. Like you long for things to be the way that they were so much that it's a huge belief, but it also seems to be a little bit of a roadblock. So that's what it seems like for that card. What you can do and what you can't do, what is working, what isn't working. Yeah, we'll go there next. What is working and what isn't working. Okay, so what isn't working or doesn't work for you this week, we have the Knight of Cups. What does work or would work for you this week is the Queen of Cups. And while I'm trying to keep all like the positions and stuff separate, it's kind of hard to ignore, right? So what you can't do is the Knight of Cups. And if we're comparing it to the Queen of Cups, he's a little bit immature. He's a little bit impulsive. He's a little bit dreamy. And he lets his emotions, while he loves passionately, he lets his emotions maybe get a little out of control when we're comparing him to the Queen of Cups. So what you can do this week is the Queen of Cups. Take all of this crazy, passionate, loving, beautiful Knight of Cups energy, but control it. You have control over your emotions, and this card is saying that you absolutely do have that to grab onto this week, so I would advise you to. In your outside influences, supportive energies, we have the World. And while it feels, you have all of these cards like vulnerability and heartbreak, which I'll get to in a moment, and almost a refusal to move out of the past, a little bit of stuckness and feeling like the future's a little scary. So I'm just gonna go ahead and chill my mindset back here for a minute. While you have all of that going on, the world is at your fingertips. The world supports you completely. I would say with this card in the supportive energies position, with all of these other cards that are going on, I would advise you to be more open to opportunities that come from everywhere and not a specific road, not one specific path. Make sure you're open to any paths and make sure you're open to any opportunities and any support from anywhere, because you have a lot. So I would say take a look at that and see maybe where you might be ignoring opportunities and pathways. I'm going to leave that there. Moving forward, we have the near future and the outcome. In the near future, we have the Three of Swords. Heartbreak, Capricorn. I mean, you're moving from that Five of Pentacles energy. You're moving from that energy of almost expecting the past to save you. I mean, that's just sort of me guessing, but, take it as it resonates. Might resonate for some of you, might not. But, and it almost feels as though, like, you have the Ten of Pentacles in your challenge, right? Did you address it? Did you take a look at this Ten of Pentacles? Did you take a look at that energy and see why it's a challenge for you? Why this family and happiness energy is a challenge for you? Take a look at that. It does seem to lead into an energy of Three of Swords, just because perhaps the challenge wasn't quite looked at immediately. So this is just kind of dripping into your near future. The near future is a little bit of a rough energy. Yeah, I mean, it could be a breakup. Sure, could it be? Yeah, maybe. But I don't see a lot of that there. I see more of a stability and a comfortability and security feeling in life with this reading. So it just feels like a little bit more of disappointment, like things aren't going to work out perfectly the way that you want, and if that happens, then you're just like devastated. But then moving into your outcome, we have the Page of Swords. Especially with this particular deck, she really likes to talk about messages with this one. She's messages. The Page of Swords, especially in her deck, really has a lot to do with messages coming in. So if I were to, and truth, Truth. And also starting to have your own voice, because it's the page. He's just learning. He's just learning to have his own voice, and learning how to have boundaries, and learning how to vocalize what the hell he means and communicate. So, in the outcome, after all of this, maybe you need that heartbreak. Maybe you need that devastation. I mean, we don't need that stuff. We don't need to suffer. But you might feel like you do. You, particularly, this week, Capricorn. It feels a little heavy this week, Capricorn. I'm sorry. It's just 1 week. Don't worry. It's a full moon, too. That moon. That moon gets some of us. And that's where that Queen of Cups is asking you to really take control of your emotions, because you can. Google what that means. Go Google it. Take control of my emotions, or word it however you like. Whenever I'm like, what does it mean? Like, for instance, the other day I looked up the word pride because I needed to work on some pride stuff. And I was like, what the hell does it even mean? Like, let's get down to the nitty-gritty and simplify it and look up the definition. So you look up the definition, and that'll send you down a wormhole. Control your emotions this week. It doesn't have to be devastating, Capricorn. And then the outcome, you have a little bit more of your own voice. And you start to, and it does feel like a message. Should we clarify it? Let's see. Clarify that Page of Swords for Capricorn. Let's see what that's all about in the outcome. Let's see what we get. And I'm just going to pull one card to clarify. Daughter of Wands. All right, well, your motivating card is the Queen of Wands. And then we have the Page of Wands, and it's on top of a page. So, whatever this, it does feel like a message. It does feel like a little bit of immaturity, but it also seems to be like you taking action in starting to clarify what it is that you even want. And get your head a little bit out of the past, and a little bit out of that hesitation, and a little bit more moving forward with a little bit more of a plan. That's good, Capricorn. Yay. Maybe some heavy things for you this week, but I would say you have the world available to you. And the moon is a little rough, sure, but control your emotions. You have the world available to you. Like, remember that. I'm going to leave it there, Capricorn. Let's pull a 4 agreements card for you to see which 4 agreement would best help you move through the energies of this week. Oh no, my alarm is on. I'm sorry, Capricorn. Huh. I guess my alarms go on when I'm in airplane mode after all. Now I know. Capricorn, best 4 agreement to focus on this week. Be impeccable with your word. Create a beautiful dream. And you can do that. And that Page of Swords, right? Be impeccable with your word. Total Page of Swords. Your word can create the most beautiful dream, or you can destroy everything around you. Impeccability of the word only creates beauty, love, and heaven on earth, which, is your outcome energy, absolutely. Capricorn. That's what I have for you this week. Thank you so much. As a reminder, this is a practice for me. For more information on what that means, I put a little thing down in the description if you want to read about it. It basically just means I am a student and not a master, and I have a lot of work to do with video production, but also all the other stuff, right? So, thank you for joining me in my practice. Speaking of joining me, please like and subscribe. It very much helps. I'm a new channel. I intend to grow huge, so eventually, right? Knock on wood. Tone the pride down, Brookie. Humble down. I get it. But I will. I'll be huge. So, don't you want to join my team? Won't it be fun? You'll get a free reading every week, and it'll be good practice, and it'll be a fun journey. Thank you so much, Capricorn. I hope to see you next week. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy the full moon and all of its craziness for you. Thank you.